guys, it's Paul from Wanderoo Caravans here, and I've got the pleasure of having Carissa and Justin with us from Laid Back Adventures.
G'day guys.
Hello.
They're going to tell us all about their trip, their family life on the road. And
yeah, so we're 9-10 months in now. We've done nearly 30,000 Ks, I think, all up, maybe just under. Yeah, so far we've loved every little bit of it. We've done some remote areas, we've done some cities.
We've done some dirt, we've done some rough tracks.
If you were to draw a line in the map, basically from the middle west is where we've tackled so far, and we've spent a long time doing it.
so you've got a 19-foot-6, obviously a family double bunk, double caravan
With the beast chassis, which
with the beast chassis.
has been so amazing. We get a lot of comments on
A lot of comments. It's very impressive. It gives us that extra height, and a lot of people are surprised by how tough it looks.
It almost made the water crossings on the Give a little underwhelming because
really?
the van's so high.
So,
It's just kind of glided on through.
Like you said, a lot of people have seen it, and it's like, what the hell is that?
It's the first time a lot of people have seen a chassis on a caravan look like that. So we give them the rundown, and
Only at Wanderoo.
that's right, absolutely.
So what was the van like? 30,000 Ks in a lot of tough terrain.
We've done some of the most remote roads, often classified as the caravan killers. So we did the Gibb River Road, we've done the Oodnadatta track, we've done some other dirt roads up the west coast, and then into some of the campsites on the peninsulas in South Australia as well. So we've definitely tackled a wide range of dirt. The red dirt, it doesn't get out of anything. You always get stained with red dirt, but they're great stories because you see a red dirt stain and you just remember where you were and the time you had there. It's so good.
It'll get a clean up when we get home, of course, but no, it's worth it for now.
Performance-wise though, the van has held up incredibly. Like, we could not be happier with how everything's gone. The suspension, the tyres, the chassis, everything inside has held up. We haven't had a cupboard come open. Fridges stayed shut.
I mean, touch wood, we haven't even had a flat tire, so
that's really helpful.
We've got the airbag suspension.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
I think that's an absolute crucial if you're going to live in your van and travel Australia. It really, really helps with making setups easier. I don't know if it rides better. In my personal opinion, I think it rides better than springs. But yeah, when you pull up to a campsite, you can level your van so easily. It takes one.
Because you're in a lot of campsites where, it wasn't a level
flat
camping.
caravan park.
So you just went in there and hit the auto switch and...
It takes it's a marriage saver. It takes one step of setting up and parking out of the equation.
Well, the reverse camera helps as well.
yeah, for sure. Your favourite location, guys?
Easy.
And believe it or not, I think we both agree on this one too, which is rare. So there has been some really good places, like from catching fish off the beach, which is obviously one of my favourite pastimes, to Carissa loves sunrises and sunsets over the water. So Pender Bay is our favourite. So
it's up north of Broome on the Dampier Peninsula, and C9. You heard it here first.
Site C9.
That is the site.
That's the spot.
Best site in Australia.
You're sort of out on a point. You get water views out both windows, so Carissa can see the sunrise and set over the water at the same time.
I have seen the pictures, and it was awesome. You had the 270-degree view of the water.
We spent a week there, and it was our second time there. We're lucky enough to be there twice. We'll go back again tomorrow.
So you're going to go back in it?
Yeah.
Hopefully one day.
Long way from home.
Budgeting?
Oh yeah.
So budgeting, it's very daunting to know how much it's going to cost to travel Australia. I was lucky enough, I found a spreadsheet before we left that it's on someone else's page, but you can plug all your information in on what your expenses are, including your home expenses like your insurances and all that as well. And it'll spit out a budget for 12 months based on how many kilometres you think you're going to do, and where you're going to stay and what all that makeup looks like. Such a handy tool to help us budget though. We have definitely...
It's important.
It's the number one stress, I reckon, that would stop people from travelling. I've tracked our expenses as well, so we can tell what we've been over on, what we're under on, and if next month we need to stay inside of free camps or if we've still got plenty of
Did you know exactly where you were headed at every moment, or was it planned as you went?
Some of the bookings you have to book 6 months, like so Ningaloo.
Peak period.
Ningaloo beach
Yeah.
periods in peak weather, so May, June, July. You have to book more than 6 months in advance. So you have an idea that I've got 6 months or 4 months or however long it is to get from here to Ningaloo. So you can roughly plan it out.
Yeah.
And lots of people do it differently. So what we left with a rough plan.
We are planners. We like planners.
Yeah. So anyone that knows us that watches this is going to say you guys plan everything.
Yeah.
You knew exactly where you're going. We have deferred from it a few times.
And we lose a bit of money in cancelled sites, I can tell you, because we've always planned ahead and sometimes go, now let's do something else.
And I try to book 1 month ahead of campsites where we're going, so you guarantee that you're going to get in. I know where you need to go.
Somewhere to sleep.
Last thing you want to rock up and
Yeah, that's right.
get in where we're going to go.
I reckon one thing we've learnt though is even in peak places like Broome, every caravan park booked out, they then open up overflows.
Yep.
And you can go and see church grounds or pistol clubs or
That's good information for them.
So people that we met who weren't planners, they still had somewhere to stay. You got to go there at 8 o'clock in the morning and line up, and it relies on people leaving for you to get a site and stuff like that. So it's a smaller stress before you get your site. But yeah, definitely you're not stuck as well. So you can do it either way, whether you're a planner or not planner.
Yeah, some people get to an intersection and say we're turning left or right.
We were talking before about like insights and stuff like that. Our house is on wheels, so if we don't like where we are, we just have to remember that we just hook it up and we carry on.
That's right.
Yeah.
We've been lucky. We've only had probably 6 or 7 days rain in the whole 10 months so far. So we've been really lucky.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You were a bit lucky too because you calculated your fuel being a lot more expensive. Not lucky, but it helped with the budget, I suppose.
I budgeted on $2.30 a litre and the car using about 24 litres per 100 k's, and fuel has definitely been cheaper than what we expected. It's still one of the #1 expenses with accommodation and stuff like that, but yeah, we've been lucky in how we set our budget. I at the extremes, hoping that we'd come in less, which we have.
So that's awesome. With the kids, so how did that all,
going from working sort of 50, 60 hours a week to every day in a small space with the kids was a huge adjustment for me. Like I used to get to see the kids at night time for an hour and then on the weekends, and then all of a sudden I'm in the caravan 24/7 with them and I'm in a box. It was a huge adjustment, but I would not change a thing. The stuff that I've learned about them, they've learned about me, and I've been able to teach them that I wouldn't have had
what you mentioned earlier on.
Like Charlotte's learned how to cast and fish by herself now, and just things like that that I may not have had time at home.
Never get those.
No. Living with your kids in a box, you definitely have some tough days. And if it's cold and everyone's inside, you can't go out. We're not a big screen time family, but you definitely have tough days, but the good days far outweigh. And the experiences you get to have with your kids and show them the life skills definitely way better.
I think we'll have a look around the van and have a bit of a chat about the van. And
go for it.
We'll go from there.
I can give you a show around any sort of changes, how we store things, what we do for the trip. We've definitely chopped and changed and moved where we put things and how we do it, depending on weather, whether you need the beach umbrella access because it's hot and you're at the beach all the time, or the last few months we haven't used that, so it's been put away and you're getting your raincoats and umbrellas out, for example. So it definitely moves with seasons and where you stay. Obviously I've just put the boogie boards there, awkward and hard to store, but I just put them on the front there and they don't take up much room. The bike rack and bits and pieces,
Kids would have loved having those bikes.
One thing that we took that I've met some other people that needed some help with as well is puncture repairs for bikes. It's nothing worse than your kid just rode his bike down the road of a station and he's got a puncture and now he's crying. But yeah, a puncture is such a small, simple thing to put in, but a puncture repair kit.
So that's the beast chassis as well. So
yes,
you might as well have a quick look at the beast chassis. And it's only at Wanderoo.
And it's held up really well. Everything underneath, like the protection for everything, it's gone really well. Everything's up high, out of the way. Toolbox. So toolbox is a bit full. That's where our diesel heater fuel tank is, which is protected.
So you got your Jenny just in case.
The Jenny just in case. We've only used it a few times, but
So what management system? Sorry, Justin.
projector. So the projector IntelliGrid system. It's got a 3,000 watt inverter. We got 750 solar on the roof. It's a 40 amp solar charger, 30 amp DC charger. The projector IntelliGrid system.
400 or 600 amps of battery?
400 amps of lithium. Yep. Yeah, they're projector batteries as well. It's a bit full in here, as you can see, but
you can get a little bit of an idea of how it's packed up and what we've got in there. And I noticed your fishing rods.
Yeah, so
that's something that I
put a fishing rod holder in just to keep them more protected. That keeps them out of the car. And when you're not in a fishing location, you're up there nice
up and out of the way, especially with that size tunnel boot. Yeah, works really well.
When we did the Gib, we basically knew that it was going to be rough going. There was a lot of rock, there was a lot of dirt. Seen people, horror stories about losing water pumps and losing piping and stuff like that. So we did what we could to protect everything basically before anything happened. And it worked out really well. So we added an extra mud flap under.
Mud flap.
Yes,
Get it out.
to protect all the wiring and hoses and stuff like that. And it did its job. It's done wonders. So.
Yeah. And you mentioned everything's held up, so your hot water system, you didn't have any problems with your hot water system or whatnot, so all good.
In all honesty, the only time we had a problem with the hot water system was about 4 days ago. We ran out of both gas bottles.
Oh, bugger.
So we got an instant hot water system, and a lot of people that have the electric and gas together, they'd be probably up us right now saying we should have went that way. But once in our trip, we ran out of both gas bottles.
30,000 Ks, 10 months. It's not bad.
From a water perspective, or basically off-grid, we've worked out that we're about probably, I reckon, 4 days without anything. That's water as the main, I guess, factor in why we need to go and find something. Yeah. Some people we travel with had bladders that they put in the car, so they didn't have to cart their van to fill their water tanks up, which was a pretty good idea. Probably only 2 or 3 spots in Australia that we would need that. Otherwise, we just hook the van up and go and fill up and come back to our campsite. But yeah, we get 220 litres all up we have, and we'd get about 4 days out of that.
We've got the grey water tank as well.
Yeah, grey water tank for national parks and a lot of showgrounds. You have to be fully self-contained and capture all your grey water as well, so not just national parks, but
No, fair enough. You opted for the rear bar with the slide-out drawer?
Yeah, definitely. So what we wanted when we were designing the van, I guess one of the luxuries with Wondery, you get to custom design what you want, is I wanted a firewood carrier, I wanted somewhere to put all our dirty stuff like hoses, waste hoses, stuff like that, and jerry cans, I guess stuff, So it's been incredible. So when we're not in a fire where you can have a campfire, I use it as storage for dirty, like camp. That's kids' sand toys. So rather than inside in tunnel boots, stuff like that, it's there. The drawer is obviously fantastic. I put all our hoses and axe bits and pieces in there. It keeps the inside parts of the van clean.
Like a good place to store it.
And then everything's up and out of the way. You've got extra storage on either end.
Still a brand new tyre?
Still a brand new tyre, We run Starlink wherever we go, so we've got contact crews that can do some work as well, or we want to share where we are, and you can talk to family and friends and all of that. So I keep our Starlink box in here. The router is tucked up against the wall here. And it's stuck down with padding around it for protection. And then we run the lead and everything, and I've put a little boat bung, because boat bung's obviously fully sealed, so in there it's big enough for me to run my Starlink lead out, and then you can also once your Starlink's out and set up, you can still lock your van up, go away, no one can get into your van. You're not running things outside of window seals and other bits like that. But I've seen.
So you're running your Starlink through 240 volt?
So we run it through the projector system with our inverter. And everything works really good.
Well, this is inside pool. It's a lovely warm Victorian day today. It's absolutely faultless in here. We've changed bugger all. We put a couple of locks on the fridge doors, which I can show you in a sec. But no, this is, yeah, sorry about the mess. Drive day today, so we're looking a bit messy in here, but she hasn't skipped a beat. It's still comfy, still love it.
Enough space, 19'6".
Yeah, oh yeah, look,
Yeah.
we wouldn't go any bigger, to be honest. It's the same floor plan as our previous van, which was also 19'6". It's easy to tow, it's easy to get inside, and we've got heaps of space inside, which
And it's towed well.
yeah. The girls are coming as well, because obviously this is their place too, but I just wanted to quickly show you these locks here. They're just little bungee straps that we just attached, basically for the corrugations, just to make sure that that fridge door stays.
And that's nice and neat.
Yeah, neat and tidy. Yep. Everyone.
175 litre.
Oh,
and that's what you've done.
Yeah, so the black line is where we've been already, and green is what we're thinking about ditching, and red is where we're heading.
Straight out.
Straight to Queensland for some warm.
Justin,
Yeah.
why did you choose Wanderoo?
Basically, you had the ability to create what you wanted to create. You dealt with the small family business, which really appealed to us as well.
And the boys' attention to detail. I mean, even bringing it back to check in with the guys today, they're straightening mud flaps and
Hill and Sam are really particular on having everything done right.
And now that we've had the van, 9 months, I wouldn't change a thing. Anything about our experience, the whole lot, I wouldn't change it at all. If someone's in the hunt for a van, definitely have a little Wanderoo.
we love being part of the family.
Yeah, and overall,
love having you as part of the family.
and overall, if you want to travel Australia, do it any way you can. That's been my only advice. Yeah. How many vans actually come back through the workshop that they were built in, so the employees can have a look at? Hopefully, gives them a bit of ownership over.
And what we've done, and we're able to build a quality caravan that's lasted.
And hopefully, they see how excited we are about the van, how much we've loved it, and that might give them a bit of passion that they created such a journey for us.
So thank you.
No, thank you. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you very much.
For the video and all the information that you've
definitely. No worries at all.
Appreciate that.
Sounds good.